Hi, it's Marina J. When you are dealing with a narcissist who is having a tough time in their own life, and hey, it could be said that they're always having a tough time in their own life, right? But hear me out. Let's say that they are unwell. Let's say that they are getting old. Let's say that they might be depressed. They might be going through just a really tough time. And this might have gone on for years, right? This isn't maybe a short thing. It's really important for you to know that you still have personal power here. What often happens is we can feel really trapped in that war inside of us that says, well, on the one hand, I know this isn't right. I know I'm being abused. I know that I'm being crushed here. And on the other hand, I want to do the right thing by them. I want to be there for them. I want to look after them. I want to do, like, if, say, for example, it's your husband or your wife, I want to fulfill my vows to them, right? So all of those things. And I see a lot of people getting, and notice if this is for you too, if you've got concerns about what happens when they get old, or what happens if they get sick, or what happened if I suddenly get that phone call, what do I do? And you might be in it right now going, there's actually no way out. First thing is understand that you're not trapped by circumstance. Even if you are, even if it feels like you are, and even if you are, you actually have a lot of power in all of this. And the power isn't in changing them, right? Who here has ever been able to change a narcissist? Who here has ever been able to make a narcissist suddenly get it all, genuinely apologize, self-reflect, heal, all that stuff? I mean, I've never seen it. I've genuinely never seen it. But the power we have is for us to go, okay, if I have this pattern in me of sacrificing myself to be of service, to be of help, to give, right? If I have this old pattern in me, and chances are, honestly, you've had narcissistic abuse, this will be a pattern. And hopefully you've been like, getting it, reducing it smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. But if you've still got it really running, and you'll know if you do, there's that feeling of, I always have to sacrifice myself, interrupt myself, interrupt my flow, stop what I'm doing, stop my dreams for you. And if this is happening for you right now, you don't need to do that. The magic comes in you actually healing the pattern. So instead of going, I have no power, and physically and mentally, right, in a lot of ways, you won't feel that you do, particularly if you're living with them. But as soon as you heal this pattern in you and you start here, really interesting thing happens, right? And I see it with all my clients, is that initially it feels like the narcissist is here. They have the power, they have the energy, they're lucky, they're successful, they're getting everything they want, everything seems to go their way, and you're here. And as you start healing and you begin healing this pattern in you, what's really interesting is over time, it starts to do that. Now, I've seen that every single time, and I don't take glee or excitement in that. I don't want anybody to be here, but I do think that we need to be exactly where we're genuinely meant to be. And as you rise, you start really healing these patterns, right? So it's taking your focus off what they're doing, off what they're not doing, because you can't change them. As you really heal and you rise, something really interesting happens. People in general will either lift up with you or they'll fall away, because everything's changing inside of you. And when everything's changing and healing inside of you, so must your external. Always the way. And if your external hasn't been shifting, I'm going to put it to you that you need a deeper level of support or a different kind of support. Because when you heal internally, you're going to dissolve the external patterns that are actually happening. Doesn't matter how powerful they feel on the outside, You are way more powerful right now as you're listening to me. You've actually got the power to free yourself from this. So let's take this first pattern, right, of, okay, I sacrifice myself to help people all the time, right? It's kind of where I've come from, and I'm doing it right now. Once you clear and heal that, that person in your life is either going to lift up with you, and by that, they'll just change, they'll shift, they'll ask less of you, they'll start helping you. Who knows, right? It could be in a myriad of ways. Or they will literally drop out of your life because you're not holding that same energy that's allowing that to connect to you. It's a bit like a jigsaw puzzle. You know, when you have like an open bit and a bit that goes in, it's like, well, that's no longer open. So if that person is still wanting that, they're going to find somebody else that needs a lesson. It ain't going to be you. It's not going to be you anymore, right? You're done. So start small. Start with the area that you know you most need. Do the healing however you love to heal, however you do it with your therapist or whoever you use. Just start. Take everything that you're feeling, everything that's happening, everything that's going on, every pain, every slight, all of it, and use all of it to heal. And then what happens is you vibrate out the narcissist. And when you vibrate out the narcissist, you won't need to see them anymore, right? Or if they do see you or you are around them, it will be different. And the reason it will be different is not because they're going to be different, right? I mean, they can be. I've just never really seen it. But you're going to be different. You're going to be in your power, and you're no longer going to need them to show you that you need to heal this because you've already healed it. And when you've already healed it, you no longer need the lesson. You no longer need the lesson that was showing you that you needed. And when I look at, and I'll do another video on what I see with narcissists and why I feel we have this initiation. I call it an initiation, and that isn't to undermine anybody's experience at all, right? Because abuse is abuse. But it does come with it, when you heal from it, some incredible gifts that make you twice the person that you already were before it even happened. And so I'll go into that another time. But I hope this really supports you. If you're feeling powerless, if you're feeling like it's relentless and no matter what you do, you can't make them see and it doesn't get better and all this kind of stuff, look into real healing. And I'm genuinely not talking about talking therapy here. I'm talking about subconsciously going in and healing and clearing yourself out. And you could do that with shadow work, for example, theta healing, right? Lots of different ways. I'm not even going to list them all. There's loads of different ways that you can do them. And you will find that you will become this person that you were always born to be, right? In your power, shining your light, and really, truly living. Because the power is not in them, right? It never was. It never was. That's the illusion. That's the illusion that you're here to break. The power was never in them, never in how they see you, never in their judgment of you, never how they regard you. None of that. None of that. The power's always been in you. It's just that the narcissist recognized it before you did. And it's time for you to really, really recognize it right now, right? Because we're all doing the work. We're all doing the work. And I'm doing the work too. I'm doing the work too, right? So for me, it's like I'm stepping into my next level of power too. I hope this really, really supports you in your healing journey. You really can flourish after narcissistic abuse. Loads of love.